Last July, the American politics changed forever. In broad daylight, President Donald Trump was targeted in near-fatal attack during a campaign stop. The image of Trump bleeding from the ear, unfazed and defiant, didn't just dominate headlines. It cemented the tone and the momentum of the 2024 presidential elections. By November, Trump had stormed back to the White House with a historic mandate ending a turbulent era marked by globalist priorities, unchecked spending, and Eastern Europe burning, with a presidency that many Americans saw as out of touch. The Democrats and their Ukraine-loving figurehead were decisively ousted. But what followed may be even more shocking than the assassination attempt itself. The court documents have now revealed that another assassination attempt that happened a few months later by a man known Ryan Wesley Ruth, a 58-year-old American felon with a known obsession for the Ukraine war, tried to purchase military-grade weaponry including a Russian RPG and American Stinger missile from alleged Ukrainian contacts in order to kill Trump during his campaign. While Ruth never obtained the weapons, his intent was chillingly clear. I need the equipment so that Trump don't get elected. That one sentence alone should have triggered alarms from Washington to Kiev, but Zelensky's office stayed in complete silence. What is even more concerning here is that Ruth had tried to get enlisted in the Ukrainian military in 2022, but it failed. But he still remained involved in the war. He recruited ex-Afghan army fighters to assist Ukraine war effort. So he wasn't some keyboard warrior. He was a known militant with ties to the war-torn nation that happens to receive tens of billions in US taxpayers' aid from last 3 years. And so now, Donald Trump and his family are now raising concern on Zelensky and his echo chamber. Donald Trump Jr. minced no words in calling out Ukraine's lack of cooperation, tweeting that if you think it's bad that Ukraine never said thank you for everything the United States has done for them, the fact that they seemingly did not tell us about this sociopath literally tried to buy arms from them to assassinate my father seems like a much bigger deal. Wonder why? And yes, he's right to ask, was Ukraine asleep at the wheel? Or worse, did some elements within the Ukrainian system look the other way? Well, let's not forget, viewers, Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, has enjoyed a near saintly status in Western media, lionized as the heroic defender of the European eastern flank. But under his watch, there has been growing concern over corruption, suppression of dissent, and murky alliances. And now, with a man like Ruth attempting to source weapons from Ukraine to kill the US president, the silence from Kiev is defining. Also, we all know the relationship between Trump camp and Ukraine has long been fraught. Trump's impeachment in 2019 stemmed from a phone call with Zelensky in which he suggested investigating Hunter Biden's activities in Ukraine. That moment was weaponized by Democrats as abuse of power, but in hindsight, it appeared that Trump's instincts may have been right. Even before that, Ukraine's intelligence community was accused of leaking damaging information of Trump's campaign in 2016. And throughout the Biden's administration, the American taxpayers has watched how $100 billion in aid flow to the country, which many saw offering very little in return. If convicted, he faces life in prison, a fitting sentence for a man who tried to upend American democracy by force. But a deeper question remains. What did Ukraine know? And when did they know it? Zelensky now owes the American people, and particularly the Trump family, some real answers. Not some carefully polished statements, not silence, just the truth. Because this time, it is not about the politics. It is about preserving the life of a former and now a sitting American president.